Welcome back to Gunsmith Forge. Today we're going to talk about Glocks. In the gun world, Glocks are like that old farm truck you've had for years. It's not flashy, it's not custom chrome, but no matter what you throw at it, that thing always starts and gets the job done. That reputation wasn't built overnight. Glocks earned it by being tough, simple, and dead reliable. You can dunk one in the mud, shake it off, and it'll still run like nothing happened. And when it comes to aftermarket support, forget about it. Walk into any gun shop in America, and there's an aisle of Glock parts longer than a grocery list. Triggers, barrels, optics cuts if you can think of it. Somebody makes it. That's why every pistol on the market gets compared to a Glock. It's the yardstick. Just like duct tape in a toolbox, it's everywhere. It's dependable. And it always comes up when people talk about fixing a problem. But let's be real. Glocks aren't perfect. For a lot of shooters, they've gotten bland. They're the meat and potatoes of plenty of gun collections. But sometimes you want a little more flavor, a little more personality in your sidearm. So in this video, we're going to have some fun. Not to hate on Glock, respect where it's due, but we're running through 7 pistols that bring serious competition in terms of features, shootability, and value. If your Glock feels a little stale, these might just spark your interest. Number 7. Springfield Hellcat Pro. If you're eyeballing the Glock 43X, but you're not locked in yet, the Springfield Hellcat Pro deserves a hard look. This gun is built for everyday carry. It's slim, compact, conceals well, but you're still holding 15 rounds of 9mm in a flush-fit mag. That's factory. No extra aftermarket extensions needed. Now, Glock fans will point out you can get 15-round mags for the 43X. True, but you've got to pay extra to make it happen. Grip is where the Hellcat Pro stands tall. Springfield nailed the texture and angle. It feels more natural in the hand than the Glock, which usually has shooters swapping backstraps or spending money on grip mods. And optics? The Hellcat Pro comes cut for them right out of the box. That's something you don't get on a stock 43X. Downsides? The trigger's got a learning curve, and if you've been shooting Glock your whole life, the switch can feel like a jump. But capacity, concealability, and optic-ready design give the Hellcat Pro a strong argument as a carry gun. Number 6. Ruger American Pistol. Next up, the Ruger American Pistol. This one goes toe-to-toe with the Glock 17. Right off the bat, the price stands out. You can pick up a Ruger American for about half of what a 17 runs. That's real savings without cutting reliability. The design focuses on shooter comfort, smart grip angle, decent texture, recoil-reducing mechanics built into the frame. Put it all together and you've got a pistol that's easy to shoot accurately, even for newer gun owners stepping onto the range. Is it flawless? Some folks say the grip texture feels a little awkward. And Ruger stuck with the same 17-round mag capacity as Glock, so you're not gaining extra firepower. But here's what matters. This pistol is built in America. Buying one keeps dollars in U.S. industry, and for a lot of gun owners, that's a big deal. When you weigh cost, ergonomics, and made in USA pride, the Ruger American is a very solid Glock 17 alternative. Number 5. CZP-10C for a Glock 19 alternative. The CZP-10C deserves serious respect. When this pistol hit the striker-fired market, it didn't sneak in, it made noise. And for good reason. The grip design is one of the best in the class. Mild palm swell, generous beaver tail. It feels molded to your hand the second you pick it up. Performance-wise, the P10C runs neck and neck with the Glock 19 in reliability. But then it edges ahead with a trigger that's crisper and cleaner than what Glock offers out of the box. That's a detail shooters notice fast. Now, it isn't perfect. It's a touch heavier than the 19, and some shooters feel that difference when carrying all day. And while aftermarket parts are growing, it's nowhere near Glock's ocean of options. But what it does deliver right from the factory is excellent ergonomics and better build quality. For a lot of shooters, that makes the P10C more satisfying than a stock Glock. Number 4. FN509. The first thing that jumps out on the FN509 is the grip. It locks into your hand like a firm handshake, aggressive enough to anchor you down without feeling overdone. For me, that balance is spot on. Capacity, is another edge. 17 rounds of 9mm in the mag. That puts it a step ahead of Glock's compact lineup. Now, fair warning if you carry it inside the waistband with bare skin, that texture can feel a little sharp. But for most shooters, the extra control is worth it. And when we're talking optics, FN is out in front. The 509 ships ready for red dots. Factory cut, factory engineered. No need to buy an MOS variant or send the slide off for work. Bottom line, strong capacity, modern ergonomics, and an optic system that's built for the future. The 509 gives Glock real competition. Number 3. Sig Sauer P365X Macro. The name says it all. Macro means this pistol isn't playing small ball anymore. Stack it against a Glock 19 or a Glock 48, and it holds its own. The first difference you'll notice is in the grip cut. Anyone who's ever fought the infamous Glock knuckle will breathe a sigh of relief. That undercut is higher, cleaner, no irritation. Add in the modular fire control unit, and you've got flexibility. Glock simply doesn't match. Capacity? 17 rounds. That crushes the 48's 10 and even outruns most aftermarket 15-round options. On top of that, the built-in compensator keeps recoil flat. This pistol shoots like a duty-sized handgun, keeping sights steady and follow-ups quick. Now, Glock still has a card to play. Decades of battlefield reliability, and an aftermarket so massive it dwarfs SIG's catalog. And I'll be honest, the P320's history with unintended discharges soured a lot of shooters, myself included, but credit where it's due. The P365X Macro is one of the first micro-compacts to outcapacity the Glock 19, while shooting like something bigger. Number 2, Smith & Wesson M&PM 2.0. The M&PM 2.0 is a proven workhorse. And for a lot of buyers, it's the smarter pick over Glock. Let's start with price. Usually $50 to $100 cheaper than the comparable Glock. That's money you can put toward ammo or a holster. The grip texture is aggressive, but not punishing. And the interchangeable back straps let you size it to your hand. Glock didn't offer that level of customization until later generations. The trigger? Cleaner, smoother, and more consistent than a stock Glock. With an M&PM 2.0, you don't feel the urge to swap the trigger on day one. Downsides? Some carriers find the texture a little too harsh against bare skin. And yes, some shooters still hold a grudge against Smith & Wesson for caving to political pressure back in the early 2000s. But in pure shooting terms, the M&PM 2.0 beats Glock on factory trigger quality and natural ergonomics. Number 1. Walther PDP. If you're weighing the Glock 17 against the Walther PDP, here's why Walther takes the top slot. Capacity 18 rounds in the mag. That's one more than Glock. Ergonomics. Walther is famous for making pistols that melt into your hand. The PDP carries that tradition forward. The performance duty texture grips like sandpaper on rails, but still rides smooth under concealment. And the grip angle leans closer to a 1911, which many shooters point naturally with. But the crown jewel is the trigger. Out of the box, it's one of the best polymer triggers on the market. Crisp break. Short, fast reset. It leaves Glock's mushy standard unit in the dust. Most Glock owners swap triggers immediately, Walther owners don't need to. Now, Walther doesn't have Glock's aftermarket ecosystem, and the gun is just a touch larger than a 17. But if you want world-class ergonomics, an outstanding factory trigger, and a mag that holds just a little more, the PDP stands at the top of this list. That wraps up the countdown. 7 pistols that push back hard against Glock's dominance. Each one brings something different to the table, whether it's ergonomics, capacity, or a trigger that feels like it was built by shooters, for shooters. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I want to hear which of these pistols you'd trust to replace your Glock.